this one because I think we're going to try to get the pieces of this recorded and put on the Barbell Logic Academy channel, which would be cool. I have found my spot and don't seem to be bothered, so this is great. By the way, if you ever found yourself an opportunity to record content, do work on a walk, in a public park, whatever, highly recommend it. Like somebody is grilling in the back and it smells absolutely amazing. So, what we're talking about today, I'll be brief because I'd love to get any Q&A, any thoughts from you all, but the clickbait title for this one is going to be the one thing you have to do to be a coach. But what it comes down to is you have to coach. You have to change what it is that people do until that changes who they are. And one thing we've learned from running the Barbell Academy, from seeing so many people come through, is that a lot of people screw this up. A lot of coaches screw it up. They start on what I call the carousel of no progress, where it's like, oh, I'm going to get this certification. I'm going to go to this school. I'm going to start this internship. And they see it mentally as part of the process of coaching. Like, I am in the coaching thing because they're getting all this education, but they're still not coaching yet. And learning some of the knowledge behind being a coach is not the same thing. The second people who tend to screw it up are the critics. There is a wave of critics you'll find, particularly online, but you'll even meet them in person, who tell you that you're not a personal trainer unless you have a certificate from a accredited 4-letter organization. You can't help people move unless you are a licensed physical therapist. You can't help people eat better unless you're a registered dietitian. And in my opinion, you are not a coach because you are one of those things, and you don't have to be one of those things to be a coach. I think you can coach at any level. If you're coaching people who have serious medical issues, serious injuries, then yeah, you need those kind of things because first do no harm. But I still remember the volunteer soccer coaches. I still remember like people in my life who at varying levels really saved my life practically by stepping in and volunteering to coach. And the world needs more coaches. The world needs more people who are willing to get in and help, to put in a hand, help people change what it is that they do until that changes who they are. And my favorite story about this one is Barney Fry. He was a Douglas machinist he was running around Muscle Beach, California, like in I think it was late 1940s, early 1950s. And as a volunteer, again, he was a machinist. He wasn't an Olympic athlete. He wasn't anything special. As a machinist, he volunteered his time, coached dozens of youths, including future Olympic gold medalist Patrick McCormick. And nobody would look back and tell Barney, you weren't qualified. You can't be a coach. So that's all I got for today. You are not a coach unless you coach. You're not a coach unless you are helping people change what it is that they do and until that changes who they are. And although certifications, licensure, they have value, particularly in certain contexts, they are not what is stopping you from becoming a coach. They are part of the process of improving your practice and getting better at being a coach. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, I know it's a small audience here. It actually gets really heated as to like what scope of practice is, what you're allowed to be as a coach, what you're allowed to do as a coach, and vice versa, like what stops us from getting out and helping in the world. But one of these days, I will figure out how to see who is actually in the room. Because at this point, all I know is if somebody like waves hi or says hi. One of these days, I'll actually, figure out how to use the tech I'm using. But if you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, more than welcome. For us, that entry point to coaching is Coaching 101. We offer a course through the Barbell Academy it's not a certification. That's not the point. It is what we consider the Mark 1 Mod 0, demand that it takes for someone to get out, help someone get under the bar,